movies.
A few days ago, the most obvious point of comparison was Furiosa, and it's not hard to see why. Both movies were female-led spin-offs from established male.
Oh, I haven't. I should really watch the John Wick series, man. Everyone tells me that it's so good. And now Ana de Armas is in a spin-off, and I want to watch it for Ana de Armas, but I didn't ever see the John Wick series.
Action franchises, both starred pretty likeable actresses playing well-rounded protagonists. Both came away with solid audience scores and positive critical reviews. There was no backlash, no negativity around them, no controversies or media firestorms, no actors shooting.
Hey, do you need a hand? Haha.
Actors shooting their mouths off.
It's Hollywood, baby.
And yet, both of them flopped at the box office. The question is, why? Well, this is where things get a bit contentious.
Oh shit, they flopped? Did they? Was it not good?
So pay attention, dear viewer, because we're taking a deep dive into the murky world of film franchises. One of the fundamental problems that both of these films struggled with is that it's always tricky to launch a spin-off from a franchise that's so heavily based around its central character. Franchises like Star Wars or Marvel or Star Trek are bigger than any one character or story, and so they lend themselves much more easily to spin-offs and side projects. It's more about the world than
I like Mad Max. I never watched
No
Furiosa
matter how
though.
weak I might be, I would carry my lovely girl in.
Aww.
If I had one. Insert here is where I would put my trophy, if I had one meme here.
Duh! He doesn't have a space cat! Dude, Mad Max was good. I am not really... I'm not the type of person to watch, like, movies focused on cars. Like, car racing things are not really my cup of tea. And I was just like, oh, they're just in the sand with cars, right? But it was really, really good.
the people in it. Character-based franchises are a completely different story though, because they are the selling point. In this case,
beautiful.
Both John Wick and Mad Max soon became bigger and more memorable than the actual.
I still can't believe that this man is like 60-year-old. I am unwilling to believe it. Like, he looks so good.
More memorable than the actual
61,
movies
okay.
they were part of. Most people would probably struggle to remember
Crazy.
the plots for John Wick 2 and 3, but man, they remember Keanu Reeves was fucking cool, and that's what they really gravitated towards. That right there is what kept them coming back for the next installment. Mad Max Fury Road kinda struggled with this problem because Mel Gibson had aged out of the role while the movies were on hiatus, forcing the studio to bring in a younger Tom Hardy to replace him. They more or less got away with that though, partly because the awesome action scenes compensated for it, but also because there was still some kind of continuity there.
I like that spiky car. Do you think I could buy a spiky car like that? It would be like, respect my personal space, but also, I'm very cool. Yes? No? Why not?
Of continuity
I will
there.
drive it,
Even
yes.
if the actor might have changed, it was still the same character they'd come to know and love over the years. Both Furiosa and Eve from Ballerina didn't have the benefit of all that fan goodwill and attachment. They had to earn it like they were starting from scratch. They weren't piggybacking off the success of their predecessors, they had to stand on their own merits and earn it for themselves. Unfortunately, their studios didn't seem to understand.
The ballerina was mad. Is it just about like people killing each other? Is it only pew pew? Is it just like, haha, I will murder you because I'm assassino?
And this and budgeted both movies like they were mainline
Ra-pa-pa-pa-pa.
sequels. To put this into context, the original John Wick brought in $86 million worldwide, which isn't exactly blowing the lid off the global box office, but it didn't have to. It only cost $20 million to make, and so that $86 million haul generated a nice little profit for the studio. Ballerina, on the other hand, is projected to make about $100 million worldwide, which would have been great news if the studio had the sense to budget it like the first John Wick. But they didn't. It cost $90 million to make, more than 4 times as much as the first movie, and so it needs to make 4 times more to turn a profit. And clearly, it's not gonna make it. It's the same story with Furiosa.
Dude, it's crazy how expensive it is to make these movies. Like, I wouldn't. I would just make games instead or some shit.
That film brought in 178 million worldwide, which would have been great news if it had cost 40 or 50 million, but it didn't. It cost 168 million. That's insane for a movie with an unproven character from a franchise that always specialised in low-budget action thrillers. My point here is that spin-offs generally don't generate as much interest or as much revenue as the original movies, and if
I feel like it's like ever since COVID, people just didn't really go back to the theater. You know, like no one wants to go to cinema now. I don't. Like before COVID, I was like, yeah, like I don't mind. Like I will get my cheesy nachos, I sit in and whatever. And now I'm just like, ooh, do I really want it? Or do I just wait a few more weeks and I will have it on Prime? You know? Because the shit I didn't go to cinema before COVID too. I used to. Yeah, it's expensive. It is rather expensive. Like, you go there, you want yourself like a popcorn, a drink, you sit down, plus the ticket. But if I buy you a popcorn, but I want nachos.
both studios had been realistic about what these films could actually achieve and adjusted their expectations and budgets accordingly, they might have ended up turning a solid profit instead of being depressing flops. Now, that's the business side of the equation, but there's a much bigger problem that's brought down both of these films. A cultural backlash that's been building up for years now and has finally exploded harder than me after a particularly strenuous session with Tatiana. The fact is, audiences today are getting a bit fucking sick of Girlboss movies because they've had—
Dude, there is a TV show on Netflix and it's called The Sandman. And I watched the first season before, but the second season and final season came out and I was like, I'm just going to rewatch it from the beginning. And I have such a fucking mixed feelings about the TV show. Like, holy fucking shit. On one hand, I really, really loved some of the stories, like the one-off stories that they had in it, like the immortal guy, or like the thing with the ruby when it was like a loop in the diner. It was really good. But I also noticed, I didn't even notice it the first time, but the second time I watched it, every woman and every man were gay. There was zero actual straight couples in it who was actually like hanging out and positive. Everyone was gay. Every dude was sucking some dude's dick. Every woman was nibbling on some nipples. And all the women were smarter than the men. And I was just like, I have not seen this. I have not noticed that how much everyone was like even so they did like a spin-off of John Constantine, and it's like a Joanna Constantine, and like in one hallucination she has a girlfriend, the other hallucination she rides a dick and tries to murder the guy, and I'm like, wow, yeah. Yeah, that's literally in it. I haven't noticed it before. And literally, Joanna, yeah. It's crazy. And like, it was a good story, and I actually really liked the actors, but I was so distracted by all the... It wasn't as mean-spirited as usually it is in Hollywood, but it was very obvious, you know? That everything was just like sort of like, look, you see these people? Haha! Like, of course, that person is also gay, and also that person is also gay. That person is also, and also the woman is like, the normal woman tells the Sandman that you are a piece of shit. And I was like, that might be a little bit too much for me. Which is a shame because it has such a fucking amazing story. And I really like the actors.
Had nothing but Girlboss movies shoved down their throats for the past decade.
Listen, I love it when there is... Okay, good example. Haunting of Bly Manor. Okay? I just rewatched it. And the main couple is a girl lesbian couple. And they were the cutest shit ever. I felt it. I cried for them. I was rooting for them. I was romanced the shit out of me. It was amazing. But it's like, it was just it was just shocking to me how every simple character had some weird quirk about it. It's like the Sandman TV show. Imagine that you only cast people from Twitter. That's what it felt like. Forget how that went. Oh, it was so good. I loved it. It doesn't help that I have a raging boner for the main actress. You know?
Or so. And in particular, they're sick of seeing their favourite male-led franchises getting taken over by unlikable, arrogant, abrasive, and infallible feminist power fantasies, usually written by talentless hacks and embittered activists, who they're commanded to like and respect simply because they've been crowbarred in to replace someone far more popular. Fan bases don't work like that. The big pop...
I actually really like it when women yell at me and tell me I'm useless. It really gets me going.
Culture franchises are the most obvious and high-profile examples of this, but
Star Wars is so dead. Star Wars have been dead ever since the Disney merger. I was so happy for it when they merged. I was like, oh fuck, finally we will get new movies. And then it started to come out. And the first one was okay. And then it wasn't okay. Yeah, Andor is great. And that's the only thing. Andor. That's it. Everything else, like the Acolyte, the Obi-Wan show, the movies, the fuck about Solo, that was awful. Okay, Mandalorian first season. Yeah, I actually watched Mandalorian and I didn't really like it after second season. I'm sorry. I'm a hater. I tried, but it was just not hitting the same way. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Mandalorian season 1, Rogue One, and Andor is good. That's it. I didn't even... I think there is like a spin-off about... what's the girl from the Clone Wars, from the comics, no, for the cartoon? She has like 2 twin ears, hair. Ahsoka. Yeah, I haven't even watched Ahsoka, so I do not know. But that was shit. I do not have Disney Plus, so I do not know. I didn't hear much about it, so I kind of assumed that it was bad. You didn't miss anything. Don't watch it. It's so sad, man. You know what makes me more and more sad? That now that it's so obvious to see the patterns, like, you know, these like girl bosses and like the constant change of characters, that all guys are bad, all women good, and like the only way guys can be good in the story if they are into another dude. Like I actually, like, when I notice the pattern, no matter how small it is, I turn it off. It becomes too predictable. I already know what the story and what the lesson is going to be in that, and I just can't watch it. I'm just like, nope. Listen, if there's like hot, sexy lesbian scissoring in it, I will wait for it, of course, respectfully. But otherwise, I'm tuning out. If I see a woman cast who is flat, has short hair, and is angry in the first half an hour, I am tuning out. No, if she has big tits and long hair, she looks hot and angry, then I will watch it. But otherwise, I don't think so.
The truth is that it's spread to almost all facets of entertainment. Like, how many times have you been told that some old movie or TV show is getting a revival, updated for modern audiences, of course?
Dude, in this angle, he kind of looks like Shrek. That's not Bruce Banner, that's Shrek. He's about to tell her to get out of his fucking, what is it, swamp. What the fuck? Yeah, get out of my swamp, what the fuck, man? It's all over now.
For modern audiences, of course.
I have not seen this. The entire idea of like the She-Hulk was such a fucking turn off for me. That it was just like an unlikable, angry... I remember I saw this cutscene when she was telling him that you don't understand how hard it is to be a woman. And I'm just like thinking back to everything that Bruce Banner had to fight with, and like all the trauma and fear and everything he had to go through. And meanwhile, she's just... She's not even Hulk, she's small. She's just green and angry. I don't know. The Hulk is a male fantasy. Why would you make a... Dude, she became like a World of Warcraft orc. I mean, some people are into that. Okay? Like, I'm not going to say... Like, some people just want to be picked up by a tall woman and be done on the couch. I respect that. The problem isn't that. The problem is that she was very, very, very unlikable.
Usually followed by sneering think pieces, decrying the original as a dated relic of a less enlightened time, and fawning interviews with pretentious actors up on the...
You know what hurts me the most? That they're always trying to give this message through that women are better than men, but then they never actually make women how women are. Like, they never use their femininity. They are never seductive. They are never caring. They are not strong. They don't have motherly love or some shit. But like, it's always like, that's not a woman, that's just a guy. You're just being loud, you're obnoxious, and you're demanding attention. And then I am supposed to believe that you're 165 centimeter and 50 kilogram and you can flip a guy who's 100 kilogram. Like, listen, I believe in miracles. I've watched Harry Potter. I've watched all the Marvel shit. It's too much. I did not watch Ironheart. I heard that it's not very good. The dude next to this chick looks like he's being held hostage by the producer. He is reevaluating his life choices. To be fair, out of all the characters, I think I really liked this dwarf lady. I think she was playing the dwarf queen. I think she was really cool. But, yeah, listen, he's going through some bad decisions.
Their soapboxes about how excited they are to bring a modern dimension to their formerly outdated characters. How many times have you seen your favourite male heroes brought out of cold storage just so they can be mocked? Do
you guys remember when they started the Star Wars movies and they invited back the cast and they got Harrison Ford and his entire role was that he was just like, you know, killed immediately? And then they humiliated Luke Skywalker, and Leia was just basically a space torpedo. I remember those. Yeah, Cogden died. Oh yeah. I also understand that Luke and Leia and Han like didn't have an entirely happy ending, but I hated how they dealt with their relationship. I know that, like, Han Solo is destined to be a fuckboy, but, oh god, how much I hated it. Oh, it was so bad. Harrison Ford didn't want to return to Star Wars. I wouldn't either.
Belittled, outperformed, and ultimately replaced by their idealized, overpowered female superiors. It's all happened so many times now that even the most easygoing, culturally neutral normies are...
I wanted these two to get together so bad. I wanted them to actually have like a happy ending and start like making little Jedi children and like be under Luke's guidance and like start a new thing. And they were just like, nope, sorry, I'm actually a Skywalker now. Also, the real Skywalker is dead because I am the only Skywalker. Haha. We need female Terminator. Oh, you sweet summer child, you don't know about the female Terminator. Oh, he doesn't know. Oh no, he doesn't know about the female Terminator. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Do not Google the female Terminator.
Are just kind of fucking done with it. It's exhausting and demoralizing, and most people just can't handle it anymore. And at worst...
What the fuck is that? Is this CGI? What is that? Angry green female noises.
And at worst, a good chunk of audiences are actively rebelling against it. And what's the end result of all this? Well, in blunt terms, the female action star is fucking dead now. Audiences have been burned so many times now that anytime a new female-led movie...
Okay, let me think. Who was female protagonist slash hero slash something that who was cool? Female. Who was the last one? Tomb Raider? Yeah. Ripley? Kill Bill? We need more recent examples. The first Wonder Woman remake? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the actress that much. Like, she has like zero facial expressions. Lara Croft. I haven't watched Atomic Blonde. Xena. Yeah, but Xena is like fucking 1980s. Something more recent. There must be something recent, right? Recent one is hard. I know. I'm kind of buckling under pressure too. A Fallout. Okay, I really dig the Fallout series. Season 2 is coming soon. I can't wait. I don't think there is. I haven't seen Furiosa, so I don't know. Underworld? Underworld was good. Yeah, I'm thinking about good heroines. Okay, I will define what a good heroine... not a heroine, not the drug, the person. What a good female strong character in my book is, okay? The rule is, first of all, they have to have a vagina, right? Because we are talking female. I know big 10 and 25, we are not starting. They have to have a vagina. They have to keep core feminine traits. Okay? Like, they cannot be built as a can of Coke, okay? They have to have some sort of curves, either some bit of ass, a bit of boob. It doesn't have to be both, but there have to be, she has to look a little bit feminine. There have to be a little bit of softness and kindness to the character. It's cool. Alita counts. Alita counts. Illogical. No. They have to be brave. They have to be strong, but not in like an inhuman manly way. So I don't want to see a 15-year-old girl who is like 140 centimeter go and like fucking judo flip the Hulk. Okay? I don't want to see that. I want to see them use their feminine craft. Like Black Widow is a good example, right? That was really good. Because it was believable. Like, you can be nimble and elegant and whatnot. Dune Girl with Zendaya. Dude, Zendaya has such a little amount of scenes in Dune. Like, it's basically nothing. How about the Dune guy's mother? I also have a boner for that actress, but that's completely beside the point. Gamora, Olivia Dunham from Fringe, yes. Yes. Alice from Resident Evil? I guess. Rebecca Ferguson. There you go. Rebecca Ferguson is really fucking good. Dude, I wanna watch Silo and I don't have any access to it. It's not on my Prime. I wanna watch it. Dude, Silo is basically like Fallout, but with a little twist on it. And I want it. Oh my god. Yeah, it's apparently it's really good and it has my girl Rebecca Ferguson. Oh my god, I have a boner for her. I heard it's good. That's what I heard too. Is an Apple? The fuck is Apple? Like there's an Apple TV or something? I don't know. So I have to look it up. Yeah, I will have to look up perfectly legal means to observe.
He shows up, they basically roll their eyes and say, "Oh, here we fucking go, another girl boss." They're unwilling to give any female...
I hate girl bosses, actually, because they are never attractive. They always just like make them like this weird in between a girl and a guy, and it's like not hot enough to be a girl, not hot enough to be a guy. It's not even hot, not even likable. It's just loud and strong. And I'm like, if I want that, then I would just ask my mother to spend 2 months with me. Okay? Like, I can relive the exact same experience. After 2 weeks, she will turn into a strong female protagonist. Okay?
Led action movies a chance now, to the point where actual good and respectful examples like Furiosa and Ballerina all get lumped together and flushed down the same cultural toilet bowl as the watery shite excreted by Disney, Marvel and Amazon. And when I think about it, that really is a shame, because believe it or not, there was once a time when
This movie was good. I liked it. I really like this one.
Really did have it all. Go back as recently as the 2000s or even the early 2010s and we had a whole bunch of established female-led franchises like Resident Evil,
Oh yeah, also, okay, I don't want to be like that, but we really, really, really have to bring back full body latex. Okay? It's not even, it's not a request, it's a demand at this point. I'm sorry. We have to make full body latex vampire dummy mummies great again. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry. But we gotta. I'm gonna be honest with you. This Resident Evil remake, I like the first one a lot. And the rest of it, it was like, whatever. It was alright. But Mila Jovovich was kind of hot, so I didn't mind, you know? Like, if there is an eye candy on the TV, I'm willing to put up with the slop. You know? There is a sacrifice I'm willing to take. And that is the sacrifice. She has to be hot. And maybe sometimes bend over a little. Yeah.
Underworld.
Did you guys hear that? That apparently they are going to make another Resident Evil movie, but they are not actually taking Leon's story, and it's gonna be an original story again. And I just want to like pull out my eyeballs out of the socket. That it's going to be again. Like the Netflix Resident Evil TV show was already a fucking fanfiction. I watched it. The only good part was that I really liked the actor who played Wesker. That's it. But the fact that they made him into a loving father of 2 kids? My Wesker? A loving father of 2 kids? And also there was a singing episode in Resident Evil? There was a musical part in it? I was like, okay, I am... what? Listen, I really only watched it for that actor. Yeah, there was a singing episode when one of the scientist chicks was just like singing. And I was like, no, don't watch it. It's not worth it. It was awful. There was another Resident Evil movie with like, who is the girl in the red coat? I'm sorry, I'm smooth today. It was Claire and maybe Jill. No. It's Claire and Jill Valentine and the other Redfield dude, and it was just 4 of them, and it was very, very bad. It was awful. I watched it. I almost fell asleep. This was fucking awful. That sucked too. Ooh, also, did you guys see that there will be a Silent Hill 2 movie with actually James? I have seen a trailer for it. Oh, I'm so looking it up after this one.
Raider, Kill Bill, and the Hunger Games. And you know what? Nobody fucking complained about them then.
Because they were hot.
There were no boycotts or backlashes or cultural warfare raging around them. Nobody cared because they existed.
Dude, Kate Beckinsale, like, I would love to be that assistant who helps her to get into that latest suit. Oh my God.
They existed alongside male-led franchises instead of trying to replace them. There was enough room for everyone, and there still is today. The problem is that the well has been poisoned to such an extent that it's treated more like a battle to the death that only one side can walk away from, instead of a fun and vibrant genre that encourages new ideas and opportunities. One of the fundamental rules of the universe is that every action has a reaction, and if your action is to spend years shitting on male heroes just to elevate low-quality female replacements, then guess what? The reaction is that audiences will stop watching.
No, because that's how it works. You tell men to fuck off because this is not for them, and then men don't show up, and then you call them sexist. I learned from the internet. Sorry, misogynist. Yeah, you call them misogynist. Yes.
What you make, whether it's good or bad. The female action star is dead because the girl boss killed it.
Oh my God, when I saw this fucking haircut, I lost it. Oh my God. When the Miss Marvel or whatever the fuck she's supposed to be showed up with the literal Karen haircut, I thought I'm going to piss myself. Just right there. Oh, that was such an unfortunate fucking choice. Captain Marvel, yeah, whatever. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, it was so bad.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Oh, man.
Go away now.
It was awful. Dude, I have to show you guys a Silent Hill true thing. Silent Hill